Kashmir, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh has also spoken out. He says, and I'm quoting him now, this is not an issue of security lapses. Compared to earlier times, attacks have been reduced. Our security forces are on alert. Such a situation will come that from there, which is Jammu and Kashmir, terror activities will be fully wiped out and J&K will develop fast. Let's listen in to what Rajnath Singh had to tell the press.
कि सिक्योरिटी लैप्सेस का प्रश्न नहीं है। यह तो आप जानते हैं कि पहले कितनी आतंकवादी वारदातें होती थी। अब तो बहुत ये कहा जाए कि अब पहले के कंपैरिजन में बहुत ही नगण्य हुई हैं और हमारी सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस पूरी तरह से सजग हैं और ऐसी परिस्थितियां वहां पर पैदा होंगी कि फिर आतंकवादी वारदातें पूरी तरह से वहां से समाप्त होंगी और जम्मू कश्मीर का तेजी से डेवलपमेंट भी होगा।
Rajnath Singh, they're saying that these terror operations are, security agencies being alert and nipping in bud any attempt to carry out terror attacks. But my colleague Akash is with me on the broadcast. Akash, of course, the central government, be it the Raksha Mantri or the Griha Mantri, they will say that, security forces are on alert. But behind the scenes, is there a level of concern that after a brief lull, especially in the valley, terrorism is making a comeback? We saw it in Gandarbal, we saw it in Gulmarg, now we are seeing it in Srinagar city also.
Right, Arunima, because you see, after the new government, we are seeing these incidents and there is some sort of forces are concerned because you see, as you rightly mentioned about Gulmarg.
Okay, Akash, I think there's a problem with your line. We'll try and reconnect that phone line. But what Akash was telling us is that there is some concern that terrorism is making a comeback to the valley specifically. The last 2 years we have seen in the Jammu division, be it Rajouri, Poonch, Kathua, Doda, terrorists targeting these areas which have been relatively peaceful in the last decade or so. And then the assessment, the strategic analysis seems to be the terrorists who are getting support from Pakistan are now looking at Jammu division specifically. There was, a relatively better off situation in the valley. But again, in the last 2 weeks, ever since Omar Abdullah has been sworn in as the new Chief Minister of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, terrorists are making their presence felt in the valley itself. We saw an attack near the tunnel near Sonmarg. Then we saw an attack that happened in Gulmarg. An attack is now, unfolding. A anti-terror operation is unfolding in the Srinagar city, also in the downtown area. So there is some concern, but Raksha Mantri quite confident that security forces are equipped well enough. Now, staying with Jammu and Kashmir, series of terror attacks continue to take place in the Union Territory. In the latest development, 2 people from Uttar Pradesh were shot at by terrorists in Budgam district. This happened yesterday evening. They were taken to a hospital. They're now stated to be in stable condition. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah and National Conference President Farooq Abdullah have strongly condemned the acts of violence. In a separate incident, suspected terrorists opened fire at an army camp in Bandipora. Sources have said no injuries were caused and army retaliated quickly. On the other hand, in Srinagar's Khanyar area, cordon and search operation has been launched by security forces. 2 terrorists are said to be trapped inside a house of the brother of a former Fidain. Politics erupted over the matter, with National Conference President Farooq Abdullah alleging that the attacks are being done to destabilize the new National Conference government. Meanwhile, security forces have launched anti-terror operations at over 30 locations across Jammu region. This is one of the biggest anti-terror operations launched by the security forces in this area till date.
गैर रियासती मजदूर जो थे उन पे फायरिंग हुई है और जिसमें 2 फिलहाल जख्मी हैं, उन्हें श्रीनगर मुंतकिल किया गया है। आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ एसएसपी बडगाम जो है और डीआईजी जो है वो यहाँ पे पहुंचे हैं। आर्मी, पुलिस, सीआरपीएफ सारी जो एजेंसियां हैं वो यहाँ पे हैं। फिलहाल इस इलाके को कॉर्डन ऑफ कर दिया गया है। आप तस्वीरों में देख रहे हैं हुरेरा और किस तरह से बड़ी तादाद में यहाँ पे सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेज पहुंची है और फिलहाल इसकी जाँच की जा रही है कि ये इंसिडेंट कैसे हुआ, क्योंकि ये गैर रियासती मजदूर यहाँ पे टैंकी में यहाँ पे काम कर रहे थे, कोई टैंकी बना रहे थे और शाम में ही ये वाक़या जो है पेश आया है। और क्योंकि इससे पहले भी हमने देखा है कई और गांदरबल के और त्राल में जो इंसिडेंट हुए हैं और उसके बाद ये एक और इंसिडेंट यहाँ पे माझामा में हुआ है और आप देख सकते हैं भारी तादाद में यहाँ पे सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेज जो है वो यहाँ पे पहुंचे हैं। फिलहाल इस पूरे इलाके को कॉर्डन ऑफ कर दिया गया है और मिलिटेंटों की तलाश शुरू कर दी गई है कि कहाँ से निकले हैं और कहाँ पे फिलहाल जो बाकी यहाँ पे गैर रियासती मजदूर थे उनसे भी पूछताछ की जा रही है और कहाँ से किस तरफ से वो आए हैं और फिलहाल यही है यहाँ कि कॉर्डन ऑफ कर दिया गया है और ये तलाश बड़े पैमाने पर शुरू कर दी गई।
An encounter which erupted in the morning in Kanyar area of downtown in Srinagar is going on. Security forces have launched a tight coordinated search operation. My VJ will show you this area where the security forces are dotting the streets, and we are hearing an exchange of gunfire that is taking place from time to time. Forces are present here since early morning, and many specialized groups like Special Operation Group of the J&K Police and CRPF's QRTs have been pressed here, and top officials are monitoring the situation because in the downtown area of Srinagar where this encounter is taking place. You'll also see that additional reinforcements have also been set into the area where they're trying to ensure that they are able to neutralize these militants well on time. There is possibility of a 1 to 2, but also confirming that there is one militant who is hiding inside that house, and the locality has also been cleared because there was civilian presence also in the vicinity. So that's why the civilians have been taken out. This is a residential area where the encounter is going on. We can still hear, as you heard, there was a sound of a UBGL being fired, a grenade being fired inside. This is tactically done to flush out militants, and there is input about one militant being present there. But, police, SOG and other paramilitary forces are present in the area, and exchange of gunfire is still taking place. Yesterday, militants had tried to attack security force camp in Bandipura, but the alert troops were able to, push them away. But there in the search, they have found some eatable items and other things have been recovered from their bags, which they had dropped in the forest area. And yesterday only, 2 non-local civilians were injured after they were fired at, both out of danger. But it seems like the militancy-related activities are gripping pace in Kashmir Valley.
डिस्टेबलाइज करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, नहीं तो क्यों नहीं पहले हो रहा था, आज क्यों, क्या वजह है? इसकी इंडिपेंडेंट इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए। वो कैसे रहा? इसके बजाय कि इनको मारें, इनको पकड़ना चाहिए, और पकड़ के हमें मालूम करना चाहिए कौन इनके पीछे। कोई ऐसी एजेंसी तो पीछे नहीं है जो उमर अब्दुल्ला को डिस्टेबलाइज करना चाहते हैं।
Ishan Wani is continuing to be with me on the story. Ishan, when Farooq Abdullah says कोई ऐसी एजेंसी तो नहीं है जो उमर अब्दुल्ला को destabilize करना चाहती है. The only agency that Indian establishment knows is ISI, Pakistan trying to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir. But what exactly does Farooq Abdullah mean there?
Well, he can mean that the ISI is planning to destabilize the government run by Umar Abdullah because he has just become the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. And Farooq Abdullah is putting also questions to what really he means when he says the agencies are trying to destabilize. So he has made these comments earlier also when they were out of power. They blamed the agencies, and then there was a lot of hangama by the BJP also to what really Farooq Abdullah means when he talks about the agencies are doing activities like, firing at non-locals. But it's very clear that the India has been stating that the other side of the neighboring countries responsible for carrying out mayhem, killings in Kashmir, and that is the one agency that you can blame. We have heard from senior police officials from time to time saying that it is the Pakistan and the ISI which is trying to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir by targeting non-locals, and particularly after the abolition of Article 370 or the you have noted that they have tried to float new organizations under the garb of trying to get out of the international scrutiny that they had, and now security forces believe that they are trying to get hold of the situation because we've seen that attack after attack has taken place, either the non-locals or the security forces. But one has to see that what further comments and politics follows on the Farooq Abdullah's comments.